things. Let's see, I'm going to ask you, what do you like to do? What do you like to do, Daniel?
Play games.
Play games?
Yes.
What kind of games do you like the best?
I like play games the best.
What kind are those? You mean games in your own house?
No, in the closet.
Oh, they're in the closet? Could you tell me a little bit about the picture you made there?
Yeah.
I'm going to zoom back here and I'm going to get it, I'm going to be able to see that picture that you've made there. Let me move up here. Okay. Could you tell me, point over to that picture and tell me what it is?
It's just a picture.
Just a picture? But where did you make it? What school was that?
Happy Hearts.
Happy Hearts?
Yeah.
Where is Happy Hearts?
I don't know.
Does your mom take you there in the car?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see, I want to ask you a couple of other things. What do you like to do here in your room the best?
Play games.
Do you like to play with your train board sometimes?
Nope.
No?
Well, we don't use them because they use them like wash my dishes and that.
Oh. Let's see, I was asking Brian what he would want to be when he grows up. What would you like to be when you grow up? A big boy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Would you, what would you do for a job? How would you make money?
My mom gives me money.
Oh, but when you're bigger, you'll have to have a job. You know, like your daddy has.
Dad knows how to play dinosaurs.
Oh, is that right? Let's see. What grade are you in?
But
You go to preschool, don't you? Yep. Do you like that?
yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, is anything else you'd like to tell me?
I don't go to school because I don't go to school.
Because why?
Because I don't go to school.
Oh. Well, next year you'll go to school. Right? Right. And will you take a bus like your brother?
But he goes on a bus.
Yeah.
On a big bus and a little bus.
Yeah. Well, I sure have enjoyed this interview. Thank you very much. Can I shut the camera off now?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye. This is focused right. See if I can get focused right on you here. And I'm going to be asking you some questions. Would that be all right? Okay. The first question I'm going to ask you is, if you could tell me your name.
T-A-I-O.
And what's your last name?
Dan.
Dan?
Yeah.
Dan?
That's me.
Say your whole name.
Dan. Scott Kim.
All right. And how old are you?
4.
Oh. And what school do you attend?
Same school as I was in last year.
What's that?
School that I was in when I was 3.
Okay. Okay. Do you know your teacher's name at that school?
I can't remember.
Can't remember? That's okay. Let's see. What do you enjoy doing the most?
Play a lot. Play a lot.
Doing what a lot?
Play.
Playing?
Play.
Play?
I mean play.
Play, all right. Let's see now. I would like to ask you a serious question now, okay? What would you like to be when you grow up?
I didn't decide yet.
Well, do you have some guesses? Just some thoughts, maybe?
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, well that's good. Let's see. What did you do on your vacation this year?
Played baseball, played soccer, played Nerf football.
Yeah. Where was that?
At my grandma's house.
Oh, did you have fun? Good. Good. Do you like sports? Huh?
Yeah.
Think you'll play soccer next year, maybe?
Yeah. What?
Let's see. What subject do you like best when you go to Happy Hearts? What do you like to do best there?
I said play.
Play? But what other things do you like to do?
Nothing else.
Let's see. I've got a couple of other questions for you here. I'd like to ask you what's your favorite thing to do? Your favorite thing to do?
Do everything here.
Yeah. Could be here.
Everything here.
Could be here. Someone told me you really like trains.
That's downstairs.
You like
But
trains?
it's still up there.
Your train stored up there?
Yeah, because we can think of a board.
Oh, well, your dad will think of a board one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, do you do any singing or anything? Do you ever sing any songs? You don't sing? Do you know a poem or something you could tell me? No? Do you have anything you'd like to say to the videotape before we sign off here?
What?
Do you have anything else you'd like to tell me on your annual up-close and personal Thanksgiving interview?
Yeah. It's the last day of our school.
Oh, yes? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And this is Thanksgiving Day.
Well, thank you. That's nice to remind us of that. And I know you made some nice Indian beads.
There's my brother and my Ace hat right there.
Yes.
There's my bed.
There's your bed.
There's my new dresser.
Could you tell me? I'm gonna bring these things over and hand them to you, and you can tell me about these things you made. Can you tell us about those things that you made?
I want to keep it a secret while I put the monster clothes around you because I think it's a secret.
Okay, I'll close my eyes. I've got my eyes closed. I'm not looking. I'm not peeking. You tell me when you're ready.
Ready?
Okay. Hey, I like that. Did you make that?
Yeah. Well,
That's cool.
Indian.
Indian. Oh, boy. Those are nice, Daniel. I like those. Thanks for sharing those with us. Okay. Thanks very much. I'm getting my camera adjusted. Don't mind me. Okay, let's see. Ooh, what's that noise?
Garage door.
Oh. Oh man, makes my feet shake. Okay, this is our Thanksgiving interview for 1991. And let's see, could you tell me your name?
Daniel.
Daniel, and how old are you, Daniel?
5.
And where do you go to school?
Where from?
And what is your teacher's name?
It's 7.
Oh, let's see now. Grandpa's gonna have to be checking his list here for his questions, okay? Let's see, I have to ask you, what do you like to do best at school?
Play outside.
Oh, what do you play with when you play outside?
Balls.
Balls? Do you like footballs or soccer balls or
Soccer.
baseball?
The baseball.
Baseball? Like that? What would you like to be when you grow up?
Archaeologist.
Well, that's what Brian told me he wanted to be. You both want to be archaeologists?
I'm gonna do for dinosaur bones.
For bones?
Yeah.
Like from dinosaurs and things?
Yeah.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I always like to dig things up too. Let's see. Can you tell me about what you did this summer?
Look what?
Well, did you go on any trips, or did you
No.
do any swimming, or did you do?
I did. We went in the hot tub
Where was that?
back up there.
Oh, at your own house?
Yeah.
Oh, you have your own hot tub?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Let's see. I wanted to ask you what your I wanted to ask you what your favorite thing is to do.
You already told me that.
Oh, did I already do that one?
Yeah.
Oh, drat. What was the answer?
Balls.
Balls? No, but not at school.
Oh.
Put your hand down here.
Nintendo games.
You like Nintendo games?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what Nintendo game?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
You play that with your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I wanted to ask you. You're pretty good with numbers, aren't you? Huh? You like math?
Yeah.
Do you?
I have a thing of math
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, good. Well, I'm going to ask you. Let's see. I think I'll ask you some quick additions. Maybe you can tell me the answers to. Like, could you tell me what 3 plus 3 is?
Oh, that's easy. 6.
Oh, that was quick. How about 4 plus 4?
8.
Oh, how about, I'll give you a tough one now. 5 plus 4.
9.
All right, that was quick. Wow. Can you do any multiplications?
What is that?
That's like times, like 2 times 2. Have you ever heard of that?
That makes 4?
That's right. That's exactly right.
2 times 2?
Yeah.
2 plus 2 is 4, so it should be over 4.
Yeah, well, if you go, let's try a tougher one. 2 times 3.
Well,
That's a tough one, huh?
5.
No, because it's like 2 times 3 is like 3 plus 3, which would be
6.
right. So 2 times 3
6.
is 6, right? Okay.
I know 100. I know 100 plus 100 is.
What's 100 plus 100?
200.
You're right.
I knew that one.
You're right. Yeah, you sure like to work with numbers, don't you? I wouldn't be surprised when you grow up if maybe you are a scientist or a mathematician. What do you think of that? You don't know what?
Bored.
Boring?
I get bored.
You think it'd be better if you were an archaeologist and you worked out in the field with your shovel and all your tools to dig on bones? Think you'd like that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a field back there.
Yeah. Do you do any digging back there?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, we can go back hunting for things back there.
Oh. Well, maybe someday. You know, the area where you live here, there used to be Indians live here.
At this house?
No, but in this same area, around these same hills. Let's put your gum on something.
Oh, I have some paper.
Here, just set it right there. Just set the gum on that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give it back to you when we finish. Okay? I won't eat it. I won't steal it. Okay? It'll be right there. You can keep an eye on it. You keep an eye on it. See that Grandpa's not taking your gum. Now, let's see. I was going to ask you 2 more things. Actually, I was going to ask you. One was about maybe you'd like to tell me a story or something. Oh, you're disappearing from the camera. You're gone. Could you come back up on the seat? You left there for a second. I was worried about you. Okay, now You don't really, do you like this? Do you like Grandpa to interview you? Huh? Do you? Is it okay?
I'm missing a game
You're missing a game?
that we're playing.
Oh, drat. No, next year we'll have to make it so we don't start any games so you won't miss anything, okay? Grandpa will take that into account next year. Now, is there anything you'd like to ask me? You're disappearing again. Sit up.
No.
Can't think of anything you'd like to ask your grandpa? Sandy asked me how I like being bald. Wasn't that funny? What do you think I said?
Nothing.
No, I said something. I said, it's not so bad. Could be worse, huh? Oh, dear. Well, let's see. I also wanted to thank you for letting us use your room to do these interviews.
Baby Brittany's ready.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
That was the first time you saw baby Brittany, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think of her?
Fine.
You like her?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I'm about ready to wrap up here. I think we're just about finished. If there's anything else you'd like to say before I shut off this camera. Whoop, I lost you again. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I keep losing you. There you are. Oh, don't. If there's anything, was there anything you'd like to say before? Oh, now I lost you the other way. Okay, now. Anything you'd like to say to the camera before you leave?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for the interview. And we'll see you next.
That chair's mine, and I'm used to doing it because that's the chair I do it with my homework.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, this ought to work out pretty well, huh? Because you're on a chair just like the one you do your homework on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It might be raised a little more.
Brian's is raised a little more, you think?
Yeah, because he's a little taller, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, let's see. I don't have one of those little clacker boards this year. That you say take one, scene one.
I know.
No, but I'll just say I'm going to start. That ought to be good enough, huh? Okay. Now I reminded Sandy too that this microphone, you have to speak up a little bit because this microphone doesn't pick up the sound real well. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now. So we're going to start now. I'd like you to tell me your name and where you live.
Daniel Campbell, 865 Oxford Way.
Terrific. How old are you?
6 years old.
6 years old. And what school and what grade are you in?
I'm in kindergarten and I go to Mary Farmer.
Okay. What is your teacher's name?
Mrs. Matlock.
Matlock. And what do you like to do best at school?
Play on the playground.
All right. What would you like to be when you grow up?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Do you have any ideas?
No.
No idea? I bet there's some
A
things.
sports player, I'd say. Baseball or football player.
Good. I bet you'd be a very good one, Dan. What did you do this summer?
Had my birthday, my brother's birthday.
Where did you have your birthdays?
Bernie.
You like Bernie? Yeah. Me too. What else did you do this summer?
I went swimming.
Good. Did you go fishing a little bit?
Yeah.
Just that one time. Huh? Did you catch a fish? Yeah, you caught a fish, remember? With the worm, you put a worm on there and you caught a little fish?
I actually caught 3.
Right, I remember that. Okay, and who is your best friend?
J.R. Sagan.
J.R. what?
Sagan.
Oh, good. Does he go to school with you?
He is at the same school, but he's in first grade.
I see. What do you like to do most? What's your favorite thing to do?
Here or at school?
Any place, just kind of your overall favorite thing to do.
Reading books.
Ah, Have you read a book recently that you could tell me about?
Yeah, I can read you from Sunny book.
Boy, you're doing real well, Dan. Really well in
I'll read
school.
you one.
Well, I'll take you up on that later, but right now during our interview, I don't think we have time to read a whole story, but maybe you could tell me a story. Is there any stories that you remember? Any kind of a short story that you remember? No? Would you like to tell me anything? No?
No.
No? Well, how about your sports participation in soccer?
Which one do I like best?
Uh-huh.
Soccer.
Soccer? Did you do pretty well in soccer this year?
Yeah. Scored about 5 goals because there was a lot better defenses.
Yeah?
The Shooting Stars thing never had a good defense. It was 5-0. We won. That was our highest scoring game that we shut it out. Then the next game, 4-0. We lost my team only lost 2 career games. Last season we lost the Scorpions on the last game, 3-0. This time we lost the Scorpions 2-1.
Man, you have a very good memory, Dan. You know that?
And we lost and we won every other game besides those 2 games. Every single other game.
And Nana was telling me you like to watch sports on the weekend too.
Uh-huh.
Do you watch the college games?
Yeah. Always.
Always. Do you know some of the standings?
Sometimes I turn around and go to sports channel and I see them.
But do you know who's number 1 in the nation this year in college football?
Miami.
Miami. Do you know who number 3 is?
No.
No. How about number 5? You take a guess, maybe who 5 might be?
Colorado.
I'm not sure, but it could be. How about number 24?
Rice.
All right. You know what?
I'm number 6.
Who's number 6?
Texas A&M.
All right. Well, you pay good attention to things, don't you?
Stanford 16.
Yeah. Is Cal in there at all?
No.
No. Cal didn't have a good year, did they?
This year.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah. This year they had a poor overall year. Yeah. Well, I think we're just about finished with the interview. It sure goes quickly, doesn't it? Yeah, it just zips by. Oh, but I wanted to ask you if there was anything you'd like to ask me. Not a thing? Here I am. I'm right here. You can ask me anything you want.
Never.
Never? You don't want to ask me anything? Okay.
No.
Okay, we'll say goodbye, Grandpa.
Goodbye, Grandpa.
See you next year.
Okay. See you next year.
Okay, thank you. You want to send in Christopher?
Sure. I'll send him in.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me get my list down here. This is Thanksgiving 1993. And I'll just sit down here. A little more casual. Can you tell me what your name is?
Daniel Campbell.
Okay, and where do you live?
865 Oxford Way,
In what?
California.
Venetia? Listen, you like that town? I do too.
Yeah.
I like it. Enjoy when I go there to see you. Nice. Let's see. When were you born?
1986.
And what was the date? July. What was it?
9th.
July 9th. Right. So that makes you how old?
7. 8. 7.
7? 7, right. You're going to be 8 pretty soon, huh? Well, you're going to be 8 next summer. Okay, what school do you go to?
Matthew Turner Elementary School.
And what grade are you in?
First,
First grade. Wow, you're moving right along there. What's your teacher's name?
Mrs. Murphy.
Miss Murphy. Do you like her?
Yeah.
Good. And what do you like to do best at school?
Math.
Like to do math best? What kind of math are you doing now? You doing addition?
I guess the answers are, right now the answers are about 12 and lower.
Okay. What would you like to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Yeah, you got plenty of time to think about it, huh?
Yeah.
What did you do this summer?
We went to Bernie Falls. We went swimming. We went water skiing.
Did you go up to the ranch?
Yeah, we went to the ranch.
Do you have a best friend?
Yeah.
What's your best friend's name?
Kevin Sinex.
Oh. What do you guys do together?
We've been on the same soccer team for 3 years and on the same baseball team 1 year.
Okay. Well, he's a pretty close friend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives in West Drive.
Does he play soccer pretty well too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I came out and saw one of your soccer games this year. I was impressed. You did a really good job. Yeah, you did really good. Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do?
Play soccer.
Is it?
Yeah.
I saw you played baseball too. Do you like that?
Well, sort of, because most of the time you're standing around waiting for them to hit or waiting for the ball to come to you.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow game, isn't it?
Yeah.
In soccer, you're always busy, aren't you, the whole time you're out there? Yeah, yeah. Would you like to tell me a story or anything about what you've been doing lately, or
No.
anything? Not really, huh? I wanted to ask you. Last year we talked about the standings, the college football standings,
Yeah.
and do you know any? Have you been following that again this year? Any of the college standings?
No.
Not this year. And I remember last year you were telling me, that Rice was certain place in the standings, and I thought maybe you were following that again. Do you like to watch football on television?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nana is going to bring you give you a copy of the Stanford Cal game to take home with you, so you can watch that.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there anything else I should be asking you that I forgot to? Not that you can think of? Anything you'd like to ask me?
No.
No? Shucks. Well, I think of one more thing. What's one more thing we could talk about before we quit for this year? Because it's a long time till next year. It's a whole year from now. How about water skiing? Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
Tell me about the progress you made this year in water skiing. Did you do anything new this year?
Yeah.
What was your goal for this year? What did you do?
I'm gonna stand up.
You got up on those double skis, didn't you? Yeah. Did you ever get around the lake the whole time on those?
No, I almost did.
Almost did, huh? Well, next year you'll probably get all the way around one whole turn, on doubles.
Yeah.
But you still like to kneeboard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll wrap up the interview for 1993, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye, honey.
Who should I get?
Yeah, there's so many of you guys now,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Get this just right here. As you get old, you guys are a little bigger, I have to move this camera back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, like I was telling Christopher, this microphone picks up my voice pretty well because I'm close. But to pick up your voice, you'll have to talk up just a little bit. Not really loud, but just a little bit. That's great. That's perfect. So I'm going to ask you, some of these things I already know, but I'm going to ask so they get on the videotape. Okay, what is your name?
Daniel Campbell.
And where do you live?
865 Oxford Way, Way Benicia, California.
Great. Let's see. How old are you?
8.
Wow, man, that's unbelievable. You're already 8. And what school do you go to?
Matthew Turner Elementary School.
Okay. And what grade are you in there?
2nd.
2nd grade. What is your teacher's name?
Mrs. Fountain.
Okay. Now, what do you like to do best at school?
I like to do math.
Yeah.
And of course I like recess.
I always like recess too.
And spelling and reading. And,
That's lots of things to like. That's almost everything, huh?
mhm.
If you could do anything you wanted to do, anything, what would it be?
I would want to play for a World Cup soccer team.
Boy, that's great. You think maybe someday you'll be that good?
Maybe.
All right. What would you like to be when you grow up?
Soccer player, a baseball player, a basketball player, or a hockey player.
Boy, that's a lot of choices, huh?
Mhm.
Do you remember what you did this summer?
Well, this summer I played baseball
Yeah.
and I won a trophy over there,
Okay,
the
well,
big one.
whoa. How'd you win that?
In baseball, we won the World Series for our division, so we got the big trophy. And what else?
How you doing on the water skiing? Did you learn how to double ski this year?
Yeah, I skied a lot better.
Good. Good. You played some baseball this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you were just telling me about pitching, yeah. Let's see. I've got some. See, do I have anything special to ask you? What's your favorite thing to do?
Sports.
Sports. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. You're a pretty good athlete there. Dan. Yeah, you really
Yeah.
are. And you like your schoolwork too. That's really good. You like to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a girlfriend yet?
No.
No girlfriend? Let's see. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Not really.
Okay. Let's see here. What's something else I could ask you? Maybe could you tell me about something you did, like with a friend or something like that? Just a little short story?
Well, normally what I do is I'd get on my bike and I'd go from one house to another on my bike. Because, like, one time I went to all my friends' house. None of them were home, so I was riding my bike all around the neighborhood looking for one of my friends, but they weren't home or they couldn't play or something, so I just was pretty bored.
Hey, that was great, Dan. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, you can have days like that when nobody seems to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this is the end of the interview for this year. What is today?
Thanksgiving?
1994,
4?
right. Boy, we're just about ready to enter 1995.
5.
And then in 5 more years, it'll be what?
The year 2000?
It sure will. That's right. So thank you very much for the interview, Dan. I think everything went really fine this year. I really enjoyed watching you play soccer and watching you play baseball and watching you water ski.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Annie. Thanks very much.
Okay.
We'll see who, I don't know who's next now, but if you ever lose something, then you never forget to do that again. Okay, we're ready to go now. Okay. Now, what is your name
Daniel Campbell,
and where do you live?
865 Oxford Way in Benicia,
And how old are you now?
9.
9. And what school do you go to and what grade are you in?
Matthew Turner Elementary School, and I'm in 3rd grade.
Okay. You know, what's your teacher's name?
Mr. Wassey.
Okay. What's the thing you like to do best at school, Dan?
Recess, but my favorite subject in class would probably be reading.
All right. I know you're quite a reader. Nana got you some books for your birthday, didn't she? What did you do this summer?
Well, played baseball, and I made the traveling all-star team. That was pretty good. Played with all my friends, had my birthday, and at the end of the summer I just sat around.
Sounds like a pretty good summer. Who's your best friend this year? Who do you hang around with?
Kevin Knotts.
Yeah, what do you guys do that's fun?
We play outside a whole bunch. That's basically all we do. And we play soccer and baseball and basketball and stuff.
Good. What is your favorite thing to do?
Probably play soccer.
So, tell me about one of your soccer games that you played in. How about the soccer game you played in today?
Well, we won 8-0. We're undefeated. And we just got second place in the tournament. So we're doing pretty good. And I scored 2 goals and got 3 assists. And that's it.
Great. Well, that was a great day, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. From looking at from now, what do you think you'd like to be when you grow up?
Probably a professional sports player.
You're a very good athlete, Dan. If you could do anything that you wanted to do, what would that be?
Probably to fly.
Fly? Be a pilot?
What?
Be a pilot?
No, I mean to fly.
Oh, well, fly somewhere?
Yeah, like fly to Hawaii or something.
Oh, go on a trip somewhere? Oh, that sounds like fun.
Because I don't get to fly very much.
Oh,
I like it.
good. Now this is the part of the interview where I kind of ask you to tell me a story or something that you could tell me that share something with me.
Okay, I broke my thumb, this one, my right hand, and it was in a cast for about 4 weeks. I broke it in a soccer game when we won 5-0. And I couldn't write very well, so I'm not getting very much of a handwriting grade. And that's it.
Boy, it looks like it's pretty good right now though, isn't it? Just like good as new? Great. That's good. You move it all around? Good. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
How old are you now?
Well, I'm 50. I have to think. I'm 58. Bet that sounds pretty old, doesn't it? 58. Wow. Man, that's old. Did I ask you how old you were? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Didn't I? Yeah. See, that's what happens when you get to be 58. Your memory kind of goes out the window, too. I wanted to ask you, what else did I have on my list here to ask you, Dan? Oh, don't you play baseball as well?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the baseball you played this year.
Well, I'm the traveling all-star team, and we got like 5th place. We lost 6 games out of about 20. And we played in 2 tournaments on the all-star team. Vallejo and Concord. And in Vallejo we got 2nd place. And in Concord we got 3rd.
All right. Sounds great. I'm going to ask you something. Oh, you pitch too, don't you?
Yeah.
And what position do you play besides pitching?
Second base.
You like second base?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to run around as much as those fielders, huh?
No.
Those fielders have a lot of territory to cover. Although you're fast, so you could probably be a good fielder too.
Yeah, I played third base.
Some third base? Does your dad coach your team?
Yeah.
Which team, the baseball or the soccer?
Both.
Both teams. Do you like him as a coach?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? That's good. Well, I really, let's see here. I covered everything, I think, Dan, so I appreciate you doing this interview,
Okay, thank you.
and we'll see you next year when you're about 4 inches taller, huh?
Okay.
Okay, hon. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Camera.
Then the rest of the folks were there. Yep. Yeah, a little. Yeah, I want to zoom in a little bit. Zoom. Okay. Okay, I think that'll do it. Okay, now, if you don't wiggle around too much, you won't get out of the viewing angle of the camera. Now let's see. I have. Do you still have a single teacher in school for your whole day?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I know what's listed. Yes. What is your name?
Daniel Campbell,
And how old are you?
10 years old,
Okay, and where do you live?
865 Oxford Way, Benicia, California.
Alrighty. And what grade are you in school?
4th,
And what is your teacher's name?
Miss Hall,
Miss Hall. And what is your favorite subject in school?
PE,
I could have suspected that. Who is your best friend, Daniel?
Kevin Sinotz,
Who?
Kevin Sinotz,
Kevin
Sinotz.
Sinotz. Okay. What's your favorite thing to do?
Probably play basketball or soccer.
Okay. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Maybe a teacher or a doctor.
All right. All right. Have you thought much about being a doctor lately?
No, not really.
No, not too much. I think that would be a very nice thing. A teacher is very good too, just to help teach other people. And your favorite sport of all?
Soccer.
Soccer. Did you go on any vacations this year?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
Bernie Falls for 4 days.
Yeah. Did you like that?
Yes.
Yeah. What else did you celebrate while you were at Bernie?
My brother and my birthday.
Right. That was fun. What was special about that night?
It was raining really hard.
It sure was.
We had to go under the cover of a motorhome.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yep.
Seems like we keep getting rained on up there every year.
Yeah.
What else do you like to do at Bernie?
What else? Like this, play on the beach, go swimming, ride the boat.
All right. If you had a choice that you could go anywhere, where would you like to go?
Puerto Rico, probably.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Huh. What would attract you to Puerto Rico?
It's island in the Caribbean Sea, and the water's warm, and it's just a little island. Sounds pretty cool.
I think so too. I've never been there, but a lot of my friends have gone there. Do you have? this gets a little tougher, this part. But I was wondering if you had a riddle or a joke or something you could tell me.
No, not really.
Not really. Well, we've got a couple minutes before we finish up here. Do you have anything you'd like to ask me?
How long have you and Dana been married?
Well, we've been married 40 years.
Okay.
The same amount of time that I've worked at the lab. I've worked at the lab for 40 years. And I'm going to retire this year.
Oh.
You haven't started yet, and I'm already finishing up. Let's see. How about, let me see if I can find the riddle of the joke thing. Do you ever do anything at school, like do you ever get in any of the presentations there? Or have to get up in front of the class?
Yeah, we do current events, and you just pick something from the paper and you have to tell about it. And you just have to tell about the article, and you can't read it, and you're just supposed to take notes from it and look off of those.
Good. That's good practice for, later on when you have to get up in front of people as an adult and talk to them. Do you remember anything you talked about in your class?
Well, Miss Hall has about 45-gallon fish tank.
Yeah.
In our class, so we talk about fish a lot and stuff.
What kind of fish are in the tank?
Well, we just have a sucker right now because we just filled up the water and started, but we got goldfish. The people got goldfish over this vacation. We'll bring them back and put them in the tank. Then we'll get other fish.
Good. And pretty soon, how many fish do you think it'll hold?
Probably we'll have about 10 or something.
About 10 fish. Does it have a heater on it to keep the water temperature warm? Okay. Well, that was great. I didn't know what we were going to talk about for that next minute, but that did the job, Dan. So I want to thank you for the interview this year. Can you think of anything we forgot to talk about?
No.
We talked about teachers. We talked about what you wanted to do. I think we hit it all. So I want to say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
And we'll see you in 1997.
See ya.
Thanks, Dan. Good job. Investments here to.
It seems to take longer,
What?
the interviews.
Yeah, well, I was just sitting there talking a little bit. Why don't you have a seat? Yeah, I used to go for 6 minutes. Now I'm going like 8 minutes.
Go 4.
Huh?
Go 4 minutes.
4 minutes? You're the last guy here.
I know.
You know? Okay, let me see, get this centered right. So if you slip down a bit, it'll still be right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now let's see here. I'll start my timer so I know how long we've been chatting. And we'll start with the regular stuff first, the same old stuff we've always done. Like, what's your name?
Dan Campbell,
Okay, and how old are you?
11.
Wow. And where do you live?
Oxford Way in Benicia.
Okay, and what school do you attend and what grade are you in?
5th grade in Matthew Turner Elementary.
Okay. And I ask you this question every year so we can put these all together sometime and find out what all the things you thought you might want to be when you grew up. But what right now and this year, what would you like to be when you grow up?
Probably a teacher.
Teacher, what, any special subject?
No.
Not at this time? What do you like about teaching?
I don't know. It's just that you get to be around kids, and it's not like the same old thing every day. You do different stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good reason. Who's your best friend this year?
Oh gee, I don't know. I have a lot of friends.
No special one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now in sports, I know you play a lot of sports, and you're very gifted as an athlete.
But what sports do you like best?
Soccer and basketball.
Okay. How about soccer this year? What special accomplishments did you do in that area?
Well, our team got 4th place, I'm pretty sure. And just, I play forward and defense and even a little midfield.
You score a fair amount of goals this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about, you mentioned basketball. I'm surprised you didn't, that you left out baseball.
I don't really like baseball. You're standing around all the time.
Too slow?
Yeah. You don't get much.
Yeah, but you do a super job pitching though. That's a little more challenging than just standing at a base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, so. Did you take a vacation this year?
Yeah, we went for 9 days to San Luis Obispo, and we had a lot of fun, and we saw a mission, and we went to the beach a lot,
Yeah.
and went to the farmer's market.
What did you think of San Simeon Castle?
Hearst Castle.
Hearst Castle.
Yeah, that was really great. It was really big, and they had all these fancy rooms,
Yeah.
and there was like millions of dollars worth of artwork and stuff.
Yeah, pretty fancy. Guy had a lot of money, didn't he,
Yeah.
Mr. Hearst? I was going to ask you about that play you ran that we saw. What was that?
Oh, yeah.
The sports, was this baseball play or something? What was it called? Can't remember the name of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you were kind of the lead guy, weren't you?
Yeah, and they said they were having a holiday play this year, but no one from our class is in it. I don't know if it's lower grades or just 4th grade or whatever, but no one from our class is in it this year.
Well, that thing that you were in, it was kind of like the whole class got to participate.
Yeah, the whole class sang, and 6 people got to be actors and like talk and have a lot of lines.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy acting?
Yeah, I liked it, but it was kind of you were really nervous because if you didn't know all your lines, and you were kind of wondering if you'd remember them. But once
Yeah.
you started, it wasn't actually that big of a problem.
That's good. Well, you have a good memory, and we had dinner with you that night, and you seemed to be pretty cool. I always used to get real. I didn't even like to stand up in front of the class, besides stand up in front of the school. So I think that was great, Daniel.
Yeah.
I was proud of you. So what? Didn't you just run for some position at school?
Yeah, and I won. I'm the vice president of our school, and I had to stand up and give a speech in front of 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, and then they voted, and I won.
How many were there? Two boys that were going for it, or?
As many as 1, 2, there were probably 10 people.
Great. That's really an accomplishment. Yeah. Now, what will you do? As a result of getting that position?
We have meetings every other Wednesday, and I run it if the president isn't there, and he's one of my friends. And I just wash it and do some special jobs. I have to go out and get stuff.
Great. Great. Well, that'll give you good experience for politics to see if you want to be a politician.
Yeah.
Because, you mentioned being a teacher, which is that's good, but you might want to think about politics too, and something along those lines. Let's see now, we're down at we're about half finished, about half done, so it's going pretty fast. We've talked for 5 minutes here, and the rest of the time, anything you'd like to ask me? Just like to ask me a question or anything?
I know I have lots of questions to ask you, but I can't think of any.
No, that's okay. Maybe you'll think of one while we're talking, just chatting here.
Yeah.
You might think of something. Would you like to tell me a story or a joke or anything like that?
Okay, I've got this joke. There's a mentally retarded guy who gets a job at a grocery store. So this woman comes in and she says, "How much are these apples?" He goes, I don't know." Then he goes and asks the manager and he says, "You're supposed to say 2 for $1. So he goes back and says, 2 for $1. And then she goes, "Are these apples fresh?" And he goes, I don't know." Then he goes and asks the manager and he says, "You're supposed to say fresh as fresh can be." So he comes back and he says, "Fresh as fresh can be." And then she says, "Should I buy these?" And he goes, I don't know. And then he goes and asks the manager and he tells him, "You're supposed to say, if you don't, somebody else will." So he goes back and says, "If you don't, somebody else will." So that night when he's closing, a robber comes in. He says, "Give me all your money, 2 for $1. Are you trying to be fresh with me? Fresh as fresh can be. Do you want me to shoot you? If you don't, somebody else will."
Oh, that's terrible. That's a good joke. Where'd you learn that joke?
I heard it from someone, one of my brother's friends.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, how about, let's see. Did I ask you what subjects you liked best in school? I don't think I did. Missed that one.
Probably spelling, because I got 5 A's and A minus and an A plus, and I got an A plus in that. I like it a lot.
Have you ever been in a spelling bee? You ever tried that?
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were, I didn't do very well. I was kind of, the whole class had to, and it was the most often misspelled words. And I got one, and like everybody else, it's just, she went down the list, but some people got these easy words, and I got this really long word or whatever.
Remember what it was? No. You can't even remember what the word was. It says how to spell it, huh?
No, it was one where they were almost spelled the same. I think it was breath and breathe, and I had breathe, and I spelled it like breath.
Okay. Yeah, well, I got my own spelling tutor, Nana. So anytime I can't figure out how to spell a word, I say, "Nana, how do you spell this word?" She always knows. And my new spell checker on the computer, as you're typing, if the word's not spelled right, it puts a little red line underneath it, so you know as you're going that it's.
Do you have a grammar one too?
No, I don't use the grammar one.
Oh.
The grammar one would probably be clicking all the time.
Yeah, it does that.
Yeah, I think grammar is. I don't know. I think it's up to a person to express themselves the best they can, without some machine turning it around.
There's another thing we do in school. Our teacher, if you do good stuff like get your homework in or get an A plus on spelling or math test, or turn something in, he gives you, they're called lucky dollars, and then people bring stuff in and he gets stuff for an auction, and he auctions off all kinds of neat stuff, and I got some pretty good stuff. And he does it every 2 months, I think, so there's 3 or 4.
Great. What did you get?
I put most of it, it's a little computer thingy,
Yeah.
and so that took up most of my money, but
What was it? I mean, what did it do?
it was like a organizer thing with games and
Oh, gosh.
all kinds of stuff.
Has some software with it?
No, it wasn't really a computer, it was more like a organizer,
Oh, okay.
but it was kind of like a computer in a way, because it had a keypad, but it's
Okay.
this big.
Good. Well, that was a clever idea of the teacher. So teachers can be pretty creative with teaching. Huh? Yeah. Well, I've really enjoyed this interview this year, Dan, and you're growing up real fast.
Yeah.
And it won't be long. Are you going to be heading? When do you head for junior high? How many more years?
This is my last year at my school.
So you go to junior high next year?
Yeah.
Okay, man, you guys are really growing up fast.
It's going to be a lot different in middle school.
Yeah. but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
There's only what years? Your middle school have 2 years or 3 years in it? 3 years,
Three.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you'll enjoy that. Well, I appreciate the interview very much.
Yeah, thanks
And
for
we'll
having
see
me.
you. Pardon me?
Thanks for having me.
Sure. We'll see you in 1988. Huh? We'll do this again then.
Okay.
This is a nice place. David let me borrow all his equipment.
Yeah.
Can't beat that, huh?
A lot of equipment.
Yeah. Okay, Dan, you want to wave goodbye to the camera? Okay. See you next year.
Okay. Bye.
Well, Dave suggested we do it low this year. And I'm gonna. It looks okay. It looks all right. I'm just going to come up just a tad.
Oh, you can see because it's digital camera.
Yeah.
Is that yours or Uncle? That's Uncle Tea's.
That's Uncle Dave's. Yeah, I don't have one that nice. We'll zoom in just a little bit.
That's a
here.
huge. How big is that screen? 19.
17, I think.
That's
I think
it.
it's 17. So.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Is that the computer that used to be in?
No, that's a new one. That's the other one's still there.
Is it a better one?
Yeah, it's faster. It's
So you're just kind of fixing
faster.
it. Or
I
does
guess
that
we're going.
work
Let's
yet?
see. It says, yep, we're going. Okay, well, it's time to get started here in our 1998 interviews. So we'll start with the usual first thing. What is your name?
Dan Kim.
Okay, Dan, how old are you?
I'm 12.
And where do you live?
Phoenicia, California.
And what grade are you in school?
6th.
Okay. And let's see. Let's find out about some of your best friends. Who are your best friends in school?
Jason Pickett, Kevin Sinatz, and Todd Wood.
Okay, I didn't recognize some of those names there from last year. What is your favorite thing to do?
Probably to go out, just dribble a soccer ball around the house, or to go outside and play basketball,
Yeah.
ride my bike.
Good. Good. Now, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know, but maybe a teacher.
Okay. What subject would you like to teach? You think?
Probably like 5th grade.
Okay, so you
all classes.
all subjects then. That'd be nice. I know you're in sports a lot. What is your favorite sport of all of them?
Soccer, then basketball.
Soccer first?
Yeah, then basketball.
Okay. You know, Great Grandpa was watching you shoot some baskets the other night there while we were watching Brian, and he said you've got a real good talent for basketball. Did you go on any vacations this year?
We went to Oregon to my mom's side of my mom's grandpa. We went to their ranch and we rode horses. We got to drive the car. He's got a 6,000 acre ranch. We climbed the mountain there, the 5,000 foot mountain, and we did lots of stuff. We rode horses, and it was a lot of fun.
Good.
There was nobody else there,
Just you, huh?
just us.
Just you guys. Oh, that was wonderful. You'll always remember that, won't you?
And we went to Denver, and we went to Colorado Springs and saw Aunt Mary, Uncle Fred, Moore, and Don. And then we went to actual Denver, and we went to my dad's sports convention, and we went to a Rockies game, and we stayed at a really big hotel, and it was a lot of fun.
Great, man. You did a lot of things this year, didn't you?
Mhm.
Wow. If you were given the choice of being anything you wanted, or going any place,
Going anywhere? You mean?
yeah, going or being anything, and had a wish, like, you know, what would you want?
I don't know. Probably to inherit a whole bunch of money and never have to work.
Oh, good answer. I like that.
Then I could do whatever I wanted because I'd have a lot of free time.
You sure would. Okay, now, so those are the kind of standard questions I ask you, and now it's kind of up to you to either tell me a story or a joke or a riddle or something that you might have for me.
Got a lot of jokes. Let's see. Which one? Okay.
Okay.
These 3 guys go on a hunting trip, and First guy says, well, I'm gonna go catch a jackrabbit. And he comes back and the other with a huge jackrabbit, and the guys ask, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? And he went, follow the tracks, bam, I shot it. The second guy goes, well, I can catch me something bigger than that. Comes back with a huge bull deer.
Yeah.
And then they say, how'd you do it? And he said, well, I follow the tracks, bam, I shot it. And the third guy's kind of a mental problem, and he goes out and says, I'm gonna catch me something even bigger, like a bear. And he comes back and he's all bumped and bruised, and they go, what happened? He goes, follow the tracks, bam, I got hit by a train.
Oh, that's bigger, all right, isn't it? Good joke, Dan. Okay, I was just going to push this button here just for a second to see if this thing would focus a little better. Yeah, I think that focused better. Okay, well, it's almost over for 98. That was fast, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to ask old Grandpa or anything before you get out of here?
How does that old radio work?
I'll show you after we finish the interview. Sure, I'll turn it on and show you.
Okay, what's
Okay.
that?
That's another one of my.
That's an old
You know what they
radio
call those old radios?
Ham radio?
Ham radios, but they call them boat anchors.
Boat anchors.
Because in
Pretty big.
today's science, you get little radios like that Radio Shack one.
They're this
They're much
big, yeah.
lighter. Yeah. Okay, we'll say goodbye to the camera.
Bye. Camera.
No, I already had one camera with the trouble with the camera here already. What?
Microphone.
Yeah, the microphone's working. I have to keep, with every one of you, I have to keep moving it up just a little bit more.
Then with Brian.
Yeah. Okay.
You tired?
Okay, I'm just gonna get these guys to stay away from this area here. Okay. Got everybody settled that one now.
Okay.
I'm gonna reset this because Okay. Now, let's see here. What is your name?
Dan Campbell.
Okay, what's your full name?
Daniel Scott Campbell.
Okay, and how old are you? Dan?
13.
How old?
13.
13, all right. First year as a teenager, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And where do you live?
Benicia, California.
Okay, and what grade are you in at school?
7th.
Okay, and what's your favorite subject in school?
Science.
Okay. Who's your best friend?
Probably Kevin Sinatz or Jason Pickett.
Okay, those guys, the first boy's been your friend for a long time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing to do?
Play soccer.
And what would you like to, when you grow up and get bigger, what would you like to be?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure at this point? You have some possibilities?
Maybe a teacher.
Okay. Did you go on any vacations this year?
I went to my grandparents' ranch in Oregon, and we met 2 French boys there from France, and they spoke 3 languages. It was really neat.
You have a good time with those guys, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do any riding horseback or anything?
Yeah, we rode horses.
Great. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
If you were given a choice of going anywhere or being anything, what would your wish be? What would you choose to do or be?
I don't know. Probably just to go somewhere for a long time and just check it out.
Okay.
I'm not sure where though.
Yeah, well, lots of possibilities, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kind of a riddle or a joke that you'd like to tell this year?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Oh, you're making it tough for me. How about any questions you'd like to ask me?
How many years have you been doing interviews?
Oh, let's see. I think for about 12, something like that. I was trying to remember the other day how old Annie was when I started, but something like that. quite a while.
Are you ready for Brian and Andy to interview you?
No. I think what we'll do is we'll let them interview Nana and I together this year.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. So I guess I'm going to have to ask you to do a reenactment for me of let's go to one of your soccer games, okay?
Okay.
And reenact one of the plays you did, and during one of your let's say your best game, the game you feel that you know the best about.
Well, we were in a tournament in Ukiah, and we were playing Central Marin, and they're really good, and they've got a lot of size and speed, and we were playing on this really small field, and we went up 1-0 on a shot from 25 yards out early, and then they tied it, and with about 30 seconds left, we scored again, and we won, and we weren't expecting to win, and we went to the championship game that tournament. It was really neat.
Okay.
We didn't end up winning, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, well just being there, huh?
And it was, yeah, that was a highlight of our season.
Yeah. Now where did they have the championship game?
Well, the tournament was in Ukiah, and the championship game was in the football stadium
Okay. And which football stadium? At Ukiah?
in Ukiah.
Okay, so you went from finishing one series of games there to another series, huh?
Well, you play 3 games, and if you do well enough in those 3 games, you play a 4th game, championship or consolation.
Okay. So you made it to the championships. Well, you can feel good about that. What team won the championships?
Santa Rosa.
Okay. Did you get any gold in that game?
No, our team.
Mm-hmm. Your team.
We lost 2-1.
Okay. Well, you got one anyway. That's not. They didn't walk away with it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that and the input on that. We need about another minute here of stuff. Let's see. Tell me about, you have any projects at school or anything? How about in your science? Did you do any kind of a science project?
Well, we just finished a project on heredity, and half of it was on heredity, the other half was on a genetic disorder. I did hemophilia, and we presented it on a computer program, HyperStudio, and it was really neat. We really like those projects, and we've done 2 of them. And science is my favorite class because my teacher is really good, Miss Williams.
Great. So that's already, did you get a grade on that already? Is that?
Yeah, I got 185 out of 200.
Great. That's terrific. Yeah, well, doing those kind of things gives you some possibilities for later on, maybe getting into production of a series of some sort, documentaries or something like that. Or studying genetics, for that matter. Mm-hmm. It's really getting to be the thing to do. Well, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it a lot. You want us to say goodbye to the folks here?
Bye.
And I appreciate the interview, and we'll see you next year.
Okay, bye.
And click on the clicker here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Let's see that was this one. Okay. We're running. Okay. What is your name?
Daniel Scott Campbell.
And what is your age, Daniel?
I'm 14.
And where do you live?
I live on Oxford Way in Benicia.
Okay. What school grade are you in, and what's your favorite subject?
I'm in 8th grade, and I like science the best.
Okay. Who's your best friend?
I don't know. A lot of people.
Good. So you've grown away from one friend and kind of have a whole group of friends, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. What's your favorite thing to do?
Play soccer and basketball.
All right. So I guess that takes care of the next question, which what is your favorite sport? Between soccer and basketball, what's your favorite?
I don't know. It depends on what time of year it is, but probably soccer.
Okay. Well, you've been playing soccer a lot longer than you've been playing basketball, huh?
Yeah.
Did you go on any vacations this year?
We went to Hawaii at the end of the school year, with like the day after school got out. We went for 2 weeks. That was really fun. My brother and I went to Oregon to see our other grandparents. and I went to Ohio with you guys and Christopher, and all those trips were really fun.
Good. Yeah, we sure enjoyed having you go to Canton with us.
That was great.
With regards to the Hall of Fame trip, what was the highlight for you on that trip? What did you enjoy the most?
Oh jeez. Probably just going in the Hall of Fame, seeing all that stuff, and all the people that were in there, and just being there, the whole thing.
Pretty exciting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you prepare for the geography contest that you were a part of?
You just try not to think about it and don't worry about it.
But did you have to look at a lot of maps and stuff before that?
No, because you're never gonna be able to. There's so much stuff that you're never gonna be able to study for it.
So it's just stuff that builds up over your education.
You just have to retain it when you hear it.
Okay. And how did you do in that contest?
I got second in the school.
Great.
Yeah.
That's terrific. What was your best sports experience this year?
When I won the league high jump in track, and that was a really good experience.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about track and how you do what you do in track. Which different events you participate in?
I like track because it's an individual sport, and if you lose, it's your fault. Unless you're on a relay team, which I'm not. So, but I do the mile and the high jump, which are individual events. So if I don't do well, it's just have myself to blame it on. But I did pretty well, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, we came out to see you a few times, and we enjoyed it too. We really did. Let's see. What else do we need to get on tape this year to talk about that for the year 2000? Do you have any kind of a story or a riddle or a joke or anything you'd like to get on here this year?
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Boy, you got about a minute. We got a minute left to go here, so let's see. Maybe I can. I had some questions down here for you. I think I've used them all up. Yep, I did. Okay, so we'll go back to one of the questions that I used to ask you before. If you were given a chance of being anybody, going any place, doing anything, what would be your choice?
I want to go to college at the University of Connecticut, and then get a good job and have a lot of money.
Now, would you live in Connecticut?
I have no idea.
Okay, but it wouldn't be out of the question that you might live there.
No, it's a really nice state.
Okay. How did you get exposed? Have you been there?
No, but I did on my state report, and I looked into it, and it's a really good college, and it's a really nice place.
Great, great. Have you done some work seeing what the campus looks like with the?
Yeah, it's really nice, and all the areas around there are pretty nice, and there's a couple of cities, but it's pretty open too.
Great, great. What are your chances, you think, of any kind of a scholarship? You think that's in the cards, maybe?
Maybe, depends on what happens in high school.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're a great athlete, and we sure enjoy watching you in all your sport activities, Dan.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you guys come down.
Well, we enjoy it. It's a highlight in our life, I'll tell you. Well, this wasn't so bad. Time went by pretty quickly in our interview.
Uh-huh.
So we'll say goodbye for the year 2000, and we'll hope to see you next year in 2001.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Dan.
No problem.
Always do your best. This is our second oldest grandson, Dan Campbell. How old are you, Dan?
15,
Where do you live?
in Benicia, California.
Okay. What school do you attend, and what grade are you in?
I'm a freshman at Benicia High School.
Okay. Tell me about some of the classes you're taking.
I take 7 classes, including early bird. I have PE early bird at 7 o'clock in the morning, which isn't so fun. Then I have geometry, which isn't so fun, and drama, which isn't so fun, and then health and Spanish, which aren't so fun, and then science and English, which aren't so fun.
I'll be darned. Now let me go back and review that. Doesn't sound like anything was fun in all of that. Okay, let's just prioritize those. Of all those things, which is the one that is the most fun?
Drama, because we get to play a lot of games, and then science, because I like my teacher and I'm learning a lot.
Okay. Have they told you anything about Leonardo da Vinci
In which class?
in their science class?
No.
And any of the stuff that he used to invent when he was...
No, right now we're doing subatomic particles.
Okay. Okay. So how about, so drama and science.
Yeah.
What do you do in drama? Do you actually have to perform a play or something for the school?
No, that's optional, but you learn how to act and do different kinds of things. Like we'll do improvisation, and we'll do a little Shakespeare and emotions, and just learn how to express your feelings and what you're trying to relay to the audience.
Sounds great. Yeah, that sounds very useful. How is high school different for you than middle school?
There's a lot more people and a lot more stuff to do. It's nice having my brother around and other people who can drive, so I always have a ride home. Most of the time, Brian, anyway.
So do you find the classes harder there than they were?
Yeah, they're harder, but they're not incredibly hard yet.
Okay, okay. How about tell me about your sports involvement.
In the fall, I played soccer, and I played JV for most of the year, and I played varsity at the end of the year. And I just started freshman basketball, and I'll do track in the spring.
Okay. Let's see. How about special? Did you get any special awards or anything this year on the? I know when you graduated, you got a special award, right? During graduation, weren't you voted by your peers, your school peers, as the best athlete of the class?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was
nice.
pretty special. I mean, it's one thing to have a teacher decide, but to have your own peers decide is pretty special.
Yeah.
Let's see. You also, I think you got a citizenship award, didn't you?
I was nominated by the teachers as one of 5 kids.
Yeah, that's very special too. So you're doing really well, Dan. How about any other activities outside of sports? Are you involved in anything else?
Not really. I'm not in any clubs or anything. I don't quite have the time, but I'd like to get into some next
Okay.
year or whenever.
Great. What about that driving permit? How did that go?
It went well. I mean, the class is hard to stay awake in. It was 9 hours, 4 days straight, but I don't have to take it in school, which is a plus. And I like driving. It can be a little nerve-wracking getting on the freeway. Just ask my mom; she'll tell you the same thing. But it's fun for the most part.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when I come down to the Bay Area now, it's touch and go for me too, and I've been driving for a long time. How about special friends? Who would you like to mention this year as being on your special friends list?
My friend Vince and my friend Todd. Vince and I pretty much go everywhere together, and it's a little harder to do stuff with Todd because he is a junior and it's like a 4.4, 4.6 GPA, so he has a lot of stuff to do. But, you know, those are my 2 friends I do most of my stuff with.
Yeah, Todd's really a student, isn't he? He's an amazing guy. We got to meet him when he came up here. We
came
really
up here
enjoyed
first.
that. That was fun. How about anything else, Dan, that I may have forgotten to mention that you may have expected me to ask you about this year?
We didn't ask me to sing a song, which I wasn't going to do
I
anyway.
didn't think so.
My musical talents aren't so great, although sometimes I think they are.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You have to have confidence in yourself. How about a few lines of Shakespeare? Do you have any
Oh, we haven't done that yet.
You haven't done any
and
Shakespeare?
I'm not looking forward to it.
What does Shakespeare do? You remember anything he says? I don't remember what he said. Okay, well, let's see. I think that's about wraps it up for this year. Went fast, didn't it? As
Yeah.
usual.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate you doing the interview with us. And we'll see you in 2002.
All right.
Okay, want to say goodbye to all the folks out there in television land?
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Okay, you realize you're surrounded by the kitsch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too early. Okay, I'm doing a little differently this year. I'm just going to introduce you, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So I don't have to say my name?
No.
All right.
You'll stay. Okay. Just a minute. Excuse me, I gotta stop. Okay. Okay, this is our second oldest grandson, Dan. And Dan, how old are you now?
16.
Okay, and what school do you attend?
Benicia High School.
And what's your favorite subject in high school?
Well, math, but it's not because I like math. It's just 'cause it's my most fun class. I'm in my brother's class.
Oh, okay.
Makes it interesting.
Okay.
I have a better grade.
You have to rub it in, huh? Okay. Well, you must be thinking about college then, huh? Already?
Kind of trying not to because I have no idea what I want to do.
Okay, well, that was the next thing I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
Is
figured
what do you think you would like to be?
I have no idea right now. I mean, nothing really stands out. I
Okay.
probably won't know until middle of college, after college.
Yeah,
I guess I have to decide at some point, but don't
Yeah.
see rushing anything.
that's good. No, that's fine. As long as you, take general classes. Well, what's your favorite thing to do right now? What do you enjoy doing the most?
Sports, just getting out there and running, whether it's soccer, right now basketball.
Okay. Talking about sports, tell me about soccer.
Well, I was on a couple of really good teams this year. My non-high school team went 9-0 and we won our league. And our high school team played about 25 to 30 games and we only lost 2. And we got to the section semifinals and we won our league. That was good.
Yeah, that's great. And you lettered, right?
Yeah, I was on the varsity team this year.
Yeah, I say that's pretty good. Outstanding. Now tell me about basketball. When you played as a freshman, your freshman basketball year.
Freshman basketball was fun. There's not much pressure, and you can just go out there and play, and everyone was learning. I had a lot of players who hadn't had much experience, but it was good to just get out there and play.
So how are you finding that different this year?
This year there's a little more expectation being on the JV team as opposed to the freshman team, and we're going to play better teams,
Yeah.
so it'll be a little more serious this year.
You're clearly the team leader out there. I mean, you do a good job of keeping that team together. That was obvious the other night. You enjoy that role, leadership
Yeah,
role?
it's just good to help out, and like I said, we have some people who haven't had as much experience, so it's good to just help them out and pick them up.
Good. That's great. Okay, now let's go to track. Tell me about your track season for last year and how you did.
Well, it's kind of weird. I think I'm starting to be one of those people who kind of likes to run, those crazy cross-country people.
Uh-huh.
I don't do cross-country, but I enjoy it a lot. It's outside, you let off all your energy,
Yeah.
and it's more fun when you do well.
Well, you triple jumped, and you long jumped,
High jumped.
high jumped. I'm sorry, and then you did the mile at the league meet, right?
Mhm.
Now, how'd you place in those at the league meet?
First, and first.
First, it's pretty good. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this trip you took when you hopped on that airplane and headed for New York.
Oh, I went to a soccer camp in upstate New York this summer at a college, and it's a lot closer to Canada than it is to New York City. It's about half an hour from Ottawa, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, there were really high-level coaches there, and Division I college coaches, international coaches, kids from all over the world, kids from Japan, a lot of kids from England and Europe, and it was just a great experience. It was really good competition, coaching, and it was a lot of fun.
Great. How did you find the transition from kind of being on your own like that? Did you have any trouble with that?
No trouble at all. I mean, there was just a ton of kids there, and everyone was really nice, and just make friends real fast.
So that's great. That's really wonderful. Okay, now, I've been calling you lately, unbeknownst to you, but I'll call you the Music Man. Do you have any idea why I call you the Music Man?
No?
No, because how about the CD thing don't you burn some CDs for your brother and stuff? And
Oh yeah, for pretty much everyone.
everyone, yeah.
Well, recently I had my CDs taken from my car, so there were about 50 of them that I had made myself, so I have to start completely over again, and that's not fun, but...
Oh, geez. I know Brian lost his, but I didn't know you...
Yeah, my stereo was taken, my CDs, and some money out of my car.
Oh, jeez. That's not so hot. How about girlfriend? You into the girlfriend thing yet?
No. Well, I'm in it, but it's not worth it.
Okay.
There's other stuff to do.
Okay, now, tell me a little bit about wakeboarding. I was surprised this year that you had, kneeboarded up until to this point.
It's fun. I mean, not very good at it, but it's a challenge. And you just come up here and do whatever, and you don't have to be good. It's just fun to ride and to fall and to try things.
Yeah, well, I was surprised. Once you got the hang of it.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, but you were doing great this year. I really enjoyed seeing you out there. I had to have you guys put limits on you guys. You guys actually helped me because I had no idea I could keep up with you anymore, but I drove for 2 hours that day, and I was doing okay. Slept like a baby. How about vacations? Did you go on any vacations this year other than your trip to New York?
We went to Alaska right after school got out.
Yeah, how'd you like that?
It was good. Alaska is just completely different from anywhere else I'd ever been. There's just things there that aren't anywhere else. It's just something you have to go see.
Yeah, we've never done that. Okay, so now tell me about driving.
It's great.
I saw you the other night in the truck. It's hard to, with each of the grandkids, it's hard to watch you guys just drive by.
Well, that's what people tell me. Like, people in my brother's grade see me driving, they just say it's weird.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just weird. But you enjoy the freedom of...
Yeah, you don't have to ask for rides or anything. But when you're still going somewhere with someone, you still have to get a ride because you can't drive them yet.
Yeah, right. Well, I think that's about it for this year. As usual, time flies.
Yeah.
So, why don't you say goodbye to everyone here, and we'll catch you next year.
See you later.
Okay, Dan. Okay. That's good. Okay, great. I'll start my stopwatch. Okay, this is our grandson, Dan. Dan, how old are you now?
17.
Okay, and what grade are you in school?
I'm a junior.
At what school?
Benicia High School.
Okay, and what's your favorite subject in Benicia High School?
That's tough. Anything other than math, probably.
Oh, yeah?
Same besides that.
I'll be darned. I would have thought you would like math.
No, it skipped a generation, I think.
I'll be darned. Well, I was good until I got to geometry, and then I went, and then I went algebra was great because you got the right answers. Geometry was conceptual, and I didn't do very well with it. Okay. So what about college? What are you thinking about at this point?
I'm open to anything. I have no preferences, or maybe Southern California would be nice, but it'd also be nice to be close to home. I'll just see what develops.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you'd like to major in and what you might want to be after you graduate?
No, not at all.
So you're just kind of looking at sky's the limit right now, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, what's your favorite thing to do right now? What do you like to do?
Play soccer.
Okay, and when you're not on the field doing that, what do you like to do with your spare time?
Mess around with computers or stereos. And
Music? You like music?
yeah.
Do you like music to the extent of knowing the artists that produce the records and all that stuff? I mean,
No, I don't do much, like any research on it. I just like to listen to it, and I'm constantly downloading it. And
okay, but more you like the technical part of it as much as the actual.
yeah, playing around with the amplifiers and the speakers. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Okay, well that's what I used to like to do too. Okay, so let's get into some of this sports stuff. I know you're quite a soccer athlete, Dan, but you also let's go back to the earliest part of this year. You know, all the way back to last year. So let's go start with basketball. How did you do in basketball this year?
Basketball was good. We had overall easily a winning record, and we won a tournament. We would have won another if the weather hadn't gotten bad and we couldn't get to our game. But it was a overall successful season. We won our league and had a lot of fun.
Good. That's great, Dan. Now, what you went from to? So we go from basketball to track, right? That's the next thing. Now, how did you do in track?
Track was good. Went to a lot of big invitationals and did really well. We had a good young team, and I got to sections this year, and I was 2 places away from going to state meet. So hopefully we can get there this year.
Okay. Did you tie a school record in one of those events?
I now have the Froshoff mile record, and I'm tied for the Froshoff high jump record.
Outstanding. Let's see now. Now let's get into soccer, which is really your favorite sport. Tell me about your trip back to New York.
Well, the reason I go there is because the coaching's really good. I mean, the guy who's there is the head of this company called Corver Coaching. He's the head of the world. He was one of the co-founders of it, and he works with the top players in the world, and he was there. And there's college coaches there, and it'd be hard to find somewhere else where you get better training, and that's the reason I go there.
Outstanding. So then this year, this school year, you were on 2 teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell me about the first one, the non-school team.
I played for DSC Crusaders as my club team this year, and we won't be finished till next spring, but we got 3rd in our league, I think, and we won a tournament down in Southern California, and it was a good season. We won most of our games, and we have a good team.
Great. And that's a traveling team, right? Now,
Yes.
were you all league on the school team?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about that. Tell me about your high school experience then in soccer.
Well, we had a really tough preseason because we played a lot of really good teams to get us ready for playoffs. And then once the league started, we won, 7, 8, 9, 10-0 almost every game. And then playoffs started, and we won first round 5-4 in overtime. And then again in the second round, we lost 2-1, but it was a really close game.
Yeah, right. That was a really close game. And so you had a great. I would say your sports for this year were. You couldn't have asked for more, really. You did great, and we're looking forward to watching you play basketball here shortly here. Now, how about you were up earlier to wakeboard? In fact, you were the only one of the grandchildren that came up this year to use the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And Who'd you come up with that day? Was that with?
That was with my friend Vince and my friend Nicole.
Okay. Yeah, that was fun for me too.
Yeah.
I got out of the boat. I'd hardly get out in the boat anymore. Now, how about vacations this year? Did you get any vacations?
No, none that I can remember. I went to New York.
Okay.
Parents got to go to Italy, but somehow I never get to go with them.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's see where we are here. Now let's go another little bit here. I'm going to ask you the same thing I ask you every year was if you could go anywhere in the world that you would like to, and you could, where would that be?
I'd probably go to England so I could play for a professional youth team. I mean, because you get to live with them, you go to school there, and then you get to play soccer 5-6 hours a day with some of the top people in the world, and I just think that'd be great.
That would be super. And they're really big on soccer over there too.
It's huge.
Okay, and how about a riddle or a joke or a story? You got anything you'd like to?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'll terminate the interview with you then, Dan, and thank you for going through this with me.
Thank you.
And you want to say goodbye to the group here?
See you later.
Thanks, Dan. Nice job. Lip sync.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm going to check and make sure. Hello, 1 2 1 2 3 4. Okay. Okay, what's your name?
Daniel Scott Campbell,
Okay, Dan, and how old are you now?
18.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Jeez.
I'm an adult.
Yes, you are. Okay, what grade are you in school?
Senior year, 12th grade.
Okay. And what's your favorite subject in school?
I like first period the best because I don't have first period. So I just sleep an extra hour every day.
Wait a minute, you like first period the best. Explain that to me again.
I'm only taking 5 classes and there's 6 periods, so I just sleep in till 9 every day.
Oh.
It's my favorite part.
So your first period is sleep.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm passing.
Well, yeah, I bet you do that real well. Okay, now, tell me about verbally committing to Davis.
Well, like you said, I verbally committed to Davis, and it's been kind of an ongoing process for the last year now. And I actually thought they weren't that interested. I went up there and didn't get much of a response, but came to one more of my games. And then he just asked if I was ready to do it, and that's where I wanted to go, so I said yes. And I haven't actually signed anything yet, but he's not allowed to back out of it. I can change if I want, but he can't, so.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, how did that happen? Did you have an appointment with the fella? Or did you just meet him in the field, or how did it go?
I probably talked to him in person 5 or 6 times before that, whether it was at one of his games or at one of my games. And I was supposed to take a official visit, but my schedule was crazy around end of October, beginning of November. So I just said, let's just do it on the phone. And he called, and all I had to say is, I want to go there, and that counts.
Okay, that did it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay, well, that's great. So, was that kind of the place you had in mind all along? You wanted to go, or?
Yeah, and I mean, with how hard it is to get into a good school these days, having some place that I could get into that maybe I couldn't get into just on my grades alone was nice, and gonna get a great education.
Oh,
at
absolutely.
Davis.
You certainly are. And we're really happy that you're going to be close to us, because we'll be able to come down and see you. That's going to be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see now. I want to know about what you might be thinking about as a major there at Davis. Have you thought about that? I mean, you don't have to.
I have thought about it, but I haven't come to much of a conclusion. I'm relatively sure I don't want to be a math major or an engineer or an architect. I'm thinking more along the lines of
English, history, social science, but as far as which one, I don't know. I just like words a whole lot more than I like numbers.
Well, you might consider law too. You mean you don't,
Right.
you don't want to throw that
Right,
out.
those would all be good.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you have you thought about? I mean, when you look around other people working in things, do you see anything that anybody's doing that you might like to do?
Not really.
Yeah,
That's why I got to find something in my first 2 years because I
That's
don't,
kind of tough.
I don't really want to do much.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I mean, but you got to keep your eyes open. That's the main thing.
Right.
What's your favorite thing to do now? What do you enjoy doing most?
I've actually had a lot of free time once soccer ended, and just kind of sitting around is probably my favorite thing to do right now because I'm not playing basketball this year. I just enjoy my extra 3 hours a day, just kind of hanging out at home.
Good. Do you do some reading, or do you just?
I read mostly during school, during second and fourth period.
Okay.
That's when I do most of my reading, but I also read outside of school.
Okay. Tell me about how soccer went this year.
Well, it went well. As far as club, it was kind of an interesting situation, and I ended up switching teams, and coach wouldn't let me sign transfer papers. Long story. High school went well. I mean, we lost in the first round of playoffs, but it was a really close game, and I think it was a good year.
Good. Well, we enjoyed watching you. It's a little difficult for us to get into soccer because we don't understand the game that well. You know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of nuances to it.
It's very boring to most
that
people.
we don't understand. But I see you out there putting out that energy, and I don't know how you do it for so long because you're always running the whole game. You rarely ever come out. Okay, tell me about track. What happened to track this year?
Well, track season went pretty well. I didn't make it to state meet this year, which was my ultimate goal, but I would have had to have had an outstanding performance at the section meet. Like even if I would have had to have high jumped over my best height to have qualified, so I can't really be disappointed. But hopefully we'll do bigger and better things this year.
But didn't you set a school record this last year?
Yeah, I set the school record and jumped 6'5". It was, I don't know how the bar stayed on. I hit it pretty hard. I'll take it.
Hey, you bet. So what was the school record before that?
6'4".
Okay, so you broke it by a whole inch. That is great. I doubt if that is going to be a while before that gets broken again. Okay, are you planning on doing track while you're at Davis too?
I don't think the soccer coach will let me because they have a whole spring season and it's pretty much 10 to 11 months a year of soccer. So I mean, I'd like to. I enjoy it, but I don't know if it's just going to work out.
Okay. So what you're saying is soccer's pretty intense.
Yeah, very intense.
So you have to kind of get after each day of classes. You have to get on the field and
Every day. Yeah.
every day. How about weekends?
I'm sure.
Don't even have to ask. Huh? Okay. Tell me about soccer camps. Where did you go for your soccer camps?
I went to Indiana University and to Stanford and back-to-back weeks, and I had a great time in Indiana. Met a lot of great people and had a lot of fun. Played some really high-level soccer, and then I went to Stanford and I was really tired for the first 3 days, but again, it was just a good experience and picked up a lot of good stuff, and I got some recruiting opportunities out of that.
Great. Well, we're sure proud of you, Dan. You've done a great job, and
Thank you.
you're even learning how to do some electronics, right?
Yeah, I spend a lot of my free time messing around with electronics.
Good.
I don't know if I make it better or worse.
Well, hey, I'll tell you, I made a
It's
lot
fun
of
to
things
learn.
worse for you, made it better. I always say I learn by making mistakes, and that's
the only way to do it.
I don't have a degree, but okay. Now let's see. Is there anything that you were thinking of? I might ask you that I've forgotten here.
No, I think you pretty much got it all.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you doing this interview. You want to say goodbye to? I like your UC Davis sweatshirt there. Look at that. Whoa, he's all ready to go. That's a nice one. Okay, Dan.
Thanks, Grandpa.
You take care. Okay, what's your name?
I'm Daniel Campbell,
Dan, how old are you?
19,
And where do you live?
Davis, California.
Okay. How's life at Davis, California?
It's nice. It's busy, but it's nice.
You like it you like college, the change to college?
Yeah, I actually do some schoolwork now, but it's a nice balance. There's always fun stuff to do, and you always have work to do, so.
Okay. What's your major there? Have you chosen a major yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking about maybe you'd like to do now?
Maybe English. I'm taking some math classes, so maybe I can minor in something more business related, because I don't want to be a teacher, which is what most English majors do, but I am better at writing and reading, so it just seems logical.
Great. Okay, now I want to get into the soccer team at Davis. How's that going?
We just finished our season, and it was a pretty good season considering we were the youngest Division I team in the country, but we could have done a lot better, and we know that, so it ended up being a little disappointing.
Okay, well, we were really proud of you to watch you start. You must have been pretty excited to get that opportunity yourself.
Yeah, I didn't expect to play much. So
Yeah.
It was just a bonus.
And it's really been exciting to watch you. How's life in the dorms?
It's nice. It takes some getting used to. You know, you don't have different rooms of your house. It's just all right there in a little compact space your whole life. But it's nice. It's, quiet. I mean, you can always find something to do. Then you can always, just go somewhere quiet and study if you need to. So.
Good. How's the working out with the team? Do you do some studying with the team, or you have some kind of study hall or something?
Yeah, we have to go 8 hours a week to study hall from 7 to 9 at the library, and they, take it. You have to check in and check out, so they know if you've been there or not. But I like it because I'll actually go and get stuff done there, and so I don't have to spend as much time outside of it studying.
Great. Kind of incentive to do it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How's life without a car?
It's different, but as far as in town, everything's so close, you really don't need one. And it's more of a hassle to park than it is a hassle to ride your bike.
Mm.
But it's different being, stuck in a three-mile radius.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, we're going to go back backwards a little bit here, telling me about your graduation from Benicia High. You remember that?
That was a really long time ago. It just felt good to be done, and I, had a long summer and just kind of got prepared for college.
Good deal. Okay, well, you lettered there in varsity, right? In varsity soccer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about track, because that was a pretty important part of your last school year there.
Yeah, I always liked track. It's always been a lot of fun, and that's why I did it. And I really enjoyed being out there on the team, and I just practiced hard, and I never quite made it to state meet, but I was, close 3 times, so I felt like I did well, and I had a lot of fun, which is most important.
Yeah, we sure had a good time watching you, and you were right in there at that last meet, I tell you. Tell me a little bit about Marisa.
Marisa Roush is my girlfriend. She's been my girlfriend for 1.5 years. She still is in Benicia, but her older sister goes to UC Davis, and she most likely will be coming to Davis next year. So we're just going to kind of try to stay together this year, and then everything should work out.
Great, Dan. I've always asked you this in the past, but I'm going to ask you again this year with a little different emphasis. But if you could go anywhere that you would like, where would you like to go?
I'd like to go back to Hawaii and just kind of, with how busy my life's been lately, just kind of go back and just hang out for a week on the beach and not really do anything at all. I think that would just be a really nice change from just such a busy life in Davis.
Great. Well, I think I can make that happen for you. So stand by here, and maybe I can transport you to Hawaii.
All right. It's humid.
Well, I told you we could get you over there to Hawaii.
Oh, I knew technology was good, but this is awesome.
How's it feel?
It's hot.
Oh, man. Well, it's not too bad here in this room. Particularly, it's pretty warm. But
Yeah.
you're over there now.
Yep.
You had a quick trip.
Yes.
What do you see around you there? Do you see any water?
Well, there's been a little bit of a water shortage in Hawaii lately. So,
Well, good. I'm glad we can get you over there. Now that we got you there, now you'll have to learn how to relax on your own while you're there. But while you're there, I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
okay.
And we asked you if you could be anywhere when we moved you to Hawaii. And now we're going to ask you if you could be anybody. I'm sorry, yeah. If you're being anything or anybody, what would you like to be?
No, I don't know. I just like to be out of college and have a good job somewhere.
Well, don't rush that. I wanted to be retired too, and now I've been retired almost 10 years. I wish I was working again. If you believe that. I never thought I would say that. Okay, now do you have a riddle or joke or story or anything for Grandpa?
Not today.
Okay. Well, how about a question for Grandpa?
How many years ago did you do the first interview?
Probably 19 years ago when we did Annie.
She was the only one.
She was the little, yes, we started with Annie, and then we worked up with you guys.
Okay.
So one of these days, we're going to put all this together and have you watch you grow up from then to now. Well, thanks, Dan, for the interview. I appreciate it very much. You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Brian says hi.
Yeah, we miss Brian.
Mm-hmm.
You take care there, Dan.
Bye.
Okay, what is your name?
I'm Daniel Scott Campbell.
Yeah, how old are you now, Dan?
20.
20?
Yeah.
Wow. Where are you living?
I'm living in Davis on campus right now.
Okay, how you like that?
It's nice. It's nice having my own apartment because the dorm room is pretty small because it's your living room and your dining room and your bedroom.
Yeah.
So I'm liking it.
How about the food? Is the food any good?
Yeah, I mean, I cook things that you really can't mess up.
Like what?
Like, you can put 10 different sauces on pasta and hamburgers and just simple meat and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you eat out of a can at all?
A lot, yeah.
A lot, yeah. I used to do that. I used to like meatballs and spaghetti.
Yeah.
No dishers.
Right.
Okay, let's see. What is your major at the moment?
Technically undeclared, but I should declare in economics in the winter or the spring.
Okay. So what made you kind of go in that direction?
I'm pretty interested in finances and that kind of thing, so maybe I'll try to get a job in that field when I'm done, and that's a pretty good place to be. We don't really have a financial major, so.
Good. So that was going to be the next question. What would you like? What was that going towards? But you mean like working for a company like Charles Schwab or
Yeah,
A.J. Edwards or?
yeah, either do that or just do a smaller thing of my own, like the guy that my parents use, or maybe like an investment banker or something.
Okay.
There's a lot of things out there.
Boy, there sure are. Yeah. You got to have a lot of guts, though. Some of those things you got to have a lot of guts. Okay, let's talk about the soccer team. Tell me about your experience in soccer this year at Davis.
Well, we went 9-7-2 this year, and our record last year was 7-10 and something. So we did a lot better, and we played a lot better. We scored a lot more goals this year, which was nice. And it was kind of expected because we were so young last year. But this year was definitely a good year to build on, and next year we'll be eligible for the playoffs, and I think we'll be ready. So this year was definitely we took the steps we needed to take and kind of learned what we needed to learn to be ready for next year.
Great. That's a good deal. What was the traveling like that you had to do with the team? Could you, and with getting your schoolwork done and all that, how'd that work out?
Well, we went to Washington to play University of Washington and Gonzaga and Oregon State before school started.
Oh, that's right.
So that's nice that we get a third to have our season done before school starts. But once school starts, it's pretty tough to. I think this year twice we had games where we had to go down and play a single game on a Wednesday, and the closest school we play is Cal Poly, which is 4 hours away. So when we have a game on Saturday, we're there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I mean, if we have a game Wednesday, we have to miss school all day Tuesday to get down there, and all day Wednesday. And then we have to, if it's a night game, we finish at 11. We have to leave to try to get back before class on Thursday. So we're home like 4 in the morning. So
that's terrible.
It does interfere with schoolwork.
I guess so.
We all take easy schedules in the fall. Like I'm taking the minimum number of units, and you just kind of make up for it during the other quarters.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see, I want you to tell me about Marisa a little bit.
Well, she's at Davis now. She is like a half mile from me over in the dorms, and she likes it.
Good.
And yeah, everything's going well with that. We've been together 3 years this spring.
Okay.
And yeah, everything's going well.
So her classes are going well, and
yeah, she's going to be taking some really hard classes, and it's kind of hard already, and it's only going to get worse.
yeah,
But she'll get through it.
she'll probably have lots of labs, won't she, with the
Yeah, between chemistry, bioscience,
Yeah.
all those kind of things.
yeah. Well, I think she can do it all right. We're going to do a kind of a green screen thing again this year. Did you see the green screen stuff we did last year? Did you ever see that? Okay. Where would you like to go if you had a choice of going anywhere this year, now that you're firmly entrenched in college there? Where would you like to go?
Well, since I'm usually so busy, I really enjoy being in bed, and I haven't woken up this early in a long time.
So you want us to put you in bed?
Yeah, I could use a couple extra minutes of sleep.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can do that.
All right, thank you.
We'll try to do that. So, there you are asleep. My gum. I don't know if I want to wake him up or not. Holy smokes. Geez, I didn't know he was really asleep.
Just a few more minutes, Grandpa.
Okay. Okay. I won't wake you up for just a minute, and then I'm going to move you back to Lake of the Pines. I think it's time to go back right now. You ready to go? There, you're back. Okay.
I feel better now.
I'm glad you did. That was a nice little nap you had. All right. Do you have a riddle or a joke or anything for Grandpa?
All right, so if you start at home,
Yeah.
you take 3 lefts.
Yeah.
When you get back home, you meet a man in a mask. What are you doing?
You meet a man in a mask, and you take 3 lefts. I don't know, you going to buy a pizza?
No,
What?
I can't tell you.
Tell me! You're not going to think about it until
Gotta
next
see
year?
if someone figures it out.
Oh, okay, 3 lefts. You left, and left, and left, and you meet a man in a mask.
You're playing baseball.
Oh. Okay, yeah, you are. Let's see, is that right? Oh, because you're already turned this way. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay, well, I'm a little slow, and I'm getting a little slow.
It took me a while to figure it out.
I'm getting a little slower, too. Well, good job. So, you want to say goodbye to everybody for 2006?
See you next year.
Okay, Dan. Thanks very much.